Let's see if that works. And let's see if anyone even knows where I am. It worked when I recorded it just now, so let's see if this works. I will peruse on my phone. One, two, three. Is it me? Do I work? Yeah, you can hear me and you're all turning up. Right, you're here now. Yes, I am good. Well, hey, there we go. So I changed nothing, just in case you're wondering. Yeah, nothing's happened. Nothing changed. I just turned it all off and on again whilst live, and that didn't work. I turned it all off and on again whilst not live, and that did work. Huzzah! Who knows? Right, let me move that out of the way there. You guys are up there. I got chat over here. We got this over here. Right, how we doing? Welcome to our monthly feedback stream. Did we have one last month? I don't think we did, because no one submitted enough tunes, so I just did it on Discord. Right, the coffee's gone. Walter's gone. Everything's gone, so we just got to do this. Not too many tunes this week, but we got a couple through on Patreon, a couple in our Discord. So not everyone submitted downloadable links. I just ripped them off SoundCloud. So if you didn't send a downloadable link, there you go. Have that. I guess we'll just start from the top. You can see millimeters. Oh, look, it's doing a double video, is it? How's it doing that? Let me go to multiple output. Have a sausage. Are you still timing out? YouTube Studio's throwing me a funny. Oh, don't worry. If you didn't enable download, I downloaded it anyway. You can't stop pirates these days. It's a nightmare. Let's jump straight into it. Caliban, burn them up. How's the volume for you guys? There's nothing coming through on millimeters now. All right. We'll get there. And now I open millimeters and my voice starts buzzing again. How about that? Let me know if everything's fine or it's fucked again. Nice bass design. The drums severely lacking compared. And is there any sidechain going on? Doesn't look like there's any sidechain going on, which is probably not helping the drums. They're just totally being eaten up by that bass. Oh, dust up, is it? Yeah. Yeah, it is. So you need more of these frequencies in the bass. Some sidechain with the kick and the snare. I think the kick and the snare, I can't see any fundamental. It's really hard to comment on the kick and snare though because they're so buried. I can't really dig into why they're wrong. Get some side chaining on them and make sure they poke through properly. Just the whole drum bus, really. Pull in some proper samples from whoever, whatever, and just compare them to yours. They're just not. They're not there. They're not pushed enough. They're not fundamentally enough. There's nothing poking through. And sidechain again is going to help that a lot. Yeah, there's not really any kick coming. Can't unhear dust up now. Pull dust up into your door and reference it, and trying to, if it's gonna rip it off, it might as well sound as good as it, right? I mean, just better drums than this would absolutely slam. There's like the blackout pack. Like just one of these in there and it'll just sound fun. Where's your one? 172, is it? 175. Is that meant to be a snare? Yeah. Right, just these better drums. Arrangement's cool. It's got nice movement. Vocals coming in over the top. My God, we back. And I'd get more of these frequencies, 500 to 2K, in your main bass, so it's not just that one noise that's coming in and out. Although the call and response is kind of cool, but less obvious. Cool Mortal Kombat, old doomy kind of synthy guitar thing, really nice. Yeah, same thing. Cool arrangement, really nice ideas. Sort out the drums. You just need better drums, better kick, better snare, side chain so that it's... I'm looking over here because the camera used to be over there. You're here now. Better kick and snare, just more synthetic, more punch. and sidechained properly, so they actually fight against that bass, and you're onto a winner. It's a cool track, man. Next up, direct shift. I feel like that little turnaround, the bass is really wide the whole time, and that long thing doesn't have the contrast it could. Like it does the opposite. That's less wide than everything else. I think it would have more impact if that was wider than everything else. So maybe you need to narrow in that main bass just a little. Boom, 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 boom. You know, you want it to get really wide, fucking scream, then boom, 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 and then lock in with the groove. Tight groove in the middle. Whereas at the moment, the tight groove's kind of out the sides, which sounds good until it does that bit, and then it's like, oh, now it's going in, out, not out, in. Maybe careful of that top end on that snare. It's a little bit too long or harsh. First snare's nice. I'd be interested to hear a much slower subline. I feel like the bass is boom 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 but little and boom boom down but little and doom, and the drums are everything's everything all the time. I think it might be nice if the bass just did a boo woo boo woo boo woo, you know, boo woo boo woo boo woo boo woo boo woo boo woo. Some of your little tails boo woo boo 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 woo. So there, rather than brum, 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 just like a boo, you know, just something a little, have that low end kind of contrast in a bit more, in a way that just kind of rolls the bottom, and then the rest of the top's like ticky ticky ticky, and then later it goes into everything chugging. It's an idea. same bit there. Like I'm just watching the sides dance around with the kind of kind of little things that are happening. But then when it gets to the big long bass, this is like a big, you know, it looks like the sides drop down a bit. I think the main thing that sticks out to me, arrangement's cool, sound design's cool and stuff. A little bit mid-side could be a little better. But I think the main thing for me is the drums are busy and the bass is busy. I try and have one, then the other, one or the other, not both all the time. Like my brain is locked into the hats doing a lot, and then also the bass, boom, 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 boom. Just feels like a bit too much all at once. It's a bit too much so that I'm not really, none of it is impactful, I think. With is like a bit too much. I think if it was just like tink cat, ding cat, and the boo-doo would have more groove to it. That's just like one of my general rules of arrangement for me is busy drums or busy bass, not both. So maybe try and play that a little bit more, simplify the drums in some section or simplify the sub in some other sections to kind of just give it a bit more groove and a little less constant assault. The constant assault is cool though. So Foe, I think there was two from you. The one, I think I got the one later. Or was it just this one? Let me check the Discord. You definitely said COVID song. Weary of Mixdown. COVID music. Was it that one? The Altar. Yeah, it's this one. It's the next one. Yeah. So I will bear in mind that your ears and entire nervous system is a bit shook. But we'll see how you did anyway. I'm guessing that this one's been in the works for a while and you were just doing some work on it while you were still ill. All of it while sick. Epic. I think you could be a lot more aggressive with the rides in this. I can hear them back there, but they sound really subdued, and it's the other fizzy stuff is taking control. Basses, you can low pass all the way down to like 8K, maybe a bit much, but quite easily get rid of, say, 10K, 12K, 10K, 8K's pushing it a bit, but get rid of some of that fuzziness to leave more room for the top end. Buntinka, 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 buntinka. That's what I feel like Noisesmith and Protoss would want there as well. Like. Those that is popping out a bit nicer there. I'm just fucking lime wax all over the place. I think where the drums are going mental there, some impact is lost because that it just carries on. Get some gate on there or chop it up manually. You know, just something with the drums or opposed to the drums, so you get the drum hits coming in real clean, and then the is around it or something. Just a little more chopped up, a little more breaky, to help with the break, which is doing all the crazy shit there. Because it sounds really nice having that on top when because it kind of goes from mental in the first half to now like a little more standard. Yeah, now we're grooving. Right? Look, floating on top. And there, yeah, just lost some of the impact of those drums because it stays. So yeah, maybe that just chops up a little bit there. It's the tail, and then we return back to. Like there feels more breaky because it doesn't have. I can kind of hear the back in a reverb or something just about in the background, but like there where everything cuts and you go to that bass, that feels a lot more breaky and like, oh shit, yeah, battle. So maybe just a little bit more of that in this earlier tail, tie it all together. Again, personal preference at this point, but I still always mention it. Side content in the sub, if it's going to be there, have it consistently or not consistently. You've not got side content in your sub in the drop, and then by having side content all of a sudden in the sub here is going to make the breakdown feel really like whoom all of a sudden. And then I probably would do the same kind of thing to the vocals here, because we've had this long build up and stuff. We want this to now drop again and not be all floaty. So I'd kilohertz trance gate or something. You know, have it You maybe auto pan it a little bit. 16th note, super tight. It won't. I think that would just. I think that'd be really cool there. Yeah, because you've already got all the hats and other things doing that. You see it up at the top here, doing the 16th. So I'd lock that in with a trance gate or auto filter or whatever I want to use to make it staccato-y. Then I feel like it's much more of a payoff here at the end when it comes in fully. Because you're like, yeah, there's the full fucking thing now. Light us out, you know. Woo, yeah, fucking Nice. So I think the hats were like pretty good in most of it. It's just that early breaky section that's kind of line waxy. Boom tinka, boom tinka, boom tinka. Needs to be more ting. I'm just hearing boom ga, not a. I want boom tinka, boom tinka, boom tinka, boom tinka, boom tinka. You know. Then when it got those are all kind of sit right. Nice tune, dude. Looking forward to hearing it finished. Next up, this was off our Patreon. Boop 2. I think there's some notes for this one too. I like it when there's notes. Too many leads ups. Why does it sound like dance floor and not neuro? Is the bass boring? The drums.
Feldfrüchte können neu gesät. Häuser neu gebaut werden. Innerhalb dieser Mauern werden wir sie überleben. Die Westvolk ziehen. Wo war Gondor, als unsere Feinde den Kreis um uns schlossen?
So I feel like there isn't really a subline. The kick is very long. The whole of the low end is just kind of that kick. There's not really a subline grooving along with it. And the snare, yeah, it's like it's all fundamental. There's no organic layer to it at all. It's a big fundamental and it's a wide fundamental, which is fine. You can do that. But there's no top end organicness to it. If I find just the TMKD. Some nice organic. Yeah, 175. No, must be 174. Yeah. Get rid of all of this because you've got the nice honk already. Just adding like some organic layer to it is going to help a lot, I think. Pitch it up a good bit as well. Let's go. And it's also super. You could probably have some white noise or a clap or something on there too, because it's pretty low kind of thunk. Pitch that up a bit too, something like that. And you could probably bring the actual fundamental down a bit as well after all of that. Just like a bit more. Some more organic textures to it. I think the cellos and stuff could also come up in the drop. Probably change the rhythms of them so it's not doing everything that it was doing before. Yeah, it's a very long fundamental. It could probably be half the length. Also, sidechain it better because all of your sub is still here. You can see the snare is being bent by the sub there. You want a nice clean. There we go here, kit. This could be much nicer. Right. There's these other little lines playing as we hit, like little boo-doo-doo, blue-doo-doo, kind of little plonky things. It's like it played exactly the same note as the snare. Like that just doesn't work. Don't have that note in there. Knock it up an octave. It was one of the things I talk about is orchestration. It really is like not, you know, you got your full arrangement of things, but also just where is stuff playing. See the snare that I replaced? Fundamental is way down here. It's not in the way of anything else. It's where things are playing. I think that's the other thing with your sub and the kick being so long, it's just there's no room for anything down there. There's that bass line. Do 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 do. There's no sub. Boom 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 boom. So I'd shorten that kick like by half. It just really doesn't need to be this big long thing. It's just that you've got all this gap here for your bass to be playing now, to have that subline running through. Whereas when the kick's doing all of this, it's like, just doesn't leave any room for stuff, right? Let's move on.
Wo war Gondor, als unsere Feinde den Kreis um uns schlossen?
I'm not really getting any hats through either. There's this little kind of shuffle thing going on, but there's no like actual. There's no high-end thing to follow. Okay, there we get a little snip of the actual bass. And you can see it does have a nice, there is some sub there, even if the volumes are a little inconsistent. Maybe some multi-band compression on just the sub, just to squeeze that together a bit more so there's less inconsistency. And then sidechain it. You can see how short those notes are. Those notes are really short, and your kick is like the length of 3 of those notes. So those notes are never going to get a chance to play if your kick is that long.
Ich habe viele Kriege gefochten, Herzwert. Ich weiß meine eigene Festung durchaus zu verteidigen. Wenn dies unser Ende ist, dann will ich sie ein Ende vollbringen lassen, an das sich jeder erinnern wird.
So the main questions you're asking about is, are there too many leads, arps, especially in the second part? I did feel like, yeah, that stuff was a bit random in the first half. Let's have a look. I feel like the issue with all of the leads and arps is that I can't really hear them all. That it just kind of feels like someone noodling in the background. This doesn't really sound like it has anything to do with the song. The main things I would focus on is that the drums, the kick and snare, and then some kind of sparkly hat thing to follow along. Is the bass too boring? It's a bit confusing at the moment, I think, because of the mix down. So I think if you had nicer, tighter kick and snare, there'd be more room for the bass to breathe, and you might have a few more ideas. It looked like when it played solo here, there was a good sub on it. So it's just that the kick is too long and not sidechained, so it's just there's no room for the sub to come through. Maybe when that comes through, there'll be more groove. I think when those two things are balanced, it'll answer whether the bass is too boring, because it'll be playing more of a role in the song. Vocals not being good quality. There is, if you've ripped it from a film, there's a couple of AI things you can use. I'm not going to open it now because it breaks my computer, because Waves is crap. But Waves Clarity is one. When it's on offer, it works. There are others out there, Isotope RX and other things that you can clean up vocals with. So just have a look for some of them. There might be one on offer. I use Waves Clarity for old movie samples. It does quite a good job. I think I got it for like 20 quid or something when it first came out. There's not one I'd recommend. Just have a look. Apart from that, yeah, that'll answer your questions. I think cool ideas. I think the mix lets it down to a point where I can't really comment on the leads and arps because I can't really hear them. They feel like they're just kind of feels like they're just they've been left unsoloed, to be honest. I just feel like some other random stuff playing in the background. I'd focus on the drums and the bass. It's a drum bass song, so get those drums really nice, clean, tight. Get that bass sitting with it, and then plonk these other little bits on top. I liked the cellos in the intro. Maybe make use of them in the drop more. Yeah, keep up with it. Let's move on. Goss Raunchy.
Put on some raunchy music. Raunchy music.
It shouldn't end. Why does it end? Don't do that. There we go. Yeah, really nice tune. The 300 to 1K. It's just a little bit too much going on there. I never do this on the master, so go and find what's contributing to it. Some of those distortion bits probably, and then I think the bass could probably have a little more of this little 2K kind of bite, just a little less mud, a little more bite. Arrangement really cool. I think the snare might be missing something. It's missing some crack. Feels like it's got a doof and it's got a psh, but it's not got a crack. Sounds quite... Where are we? Maybe boost that one a little bit. Might just give the snare a little bit more oomph. It's really not much, but yeah, I feel like this needs a little crack. Needs a little crack. Yeah, really cool tune. Just have a little look at that muddy area. 300 to 1K. Try and tame that a little bit, and then just to balance it, a little bit just above the 1K. Apart from that, cool tune. I vibed the arrangement. I like the silly sample. I kind of... How does it add up? What, 16? So it still works out as a 16. I might like play with the funk a bit more here. So you got the bass line coming in. Coming in with these stabs, right? You know, just tying us back into that drop that's coming in. Fucking copy paste it. Don't be precious. Copy paste the motherfucking thing. It's fine. Working it later. Vibe. Got a couple from RCA. Let's go.
Voices screaming, no escape inside. Shadows creeping, devouring the light. One spark ignites, the crowd goes insane. A twisted rhythm burns in every vein. One mind, one fear, the frenzy grows. No truth, just lies, nobody knows. A storm of chaos, the fire won't cease. Collective madness, no chance for peace.
sounds a bit too scooped, a bit too much like you've just done that to clean it up. So try and get some more of these frequencies back in there. Oh, again, not on the master because it ruins everything else. I don't think there was anything from you, OMP. Nothing in feedback. No. Nothing. I must say I just really don't like the vocals. I don't know if they're AI or not, but just they sound like it, and I just think you should avoid that personally.
Heart speed faster, syncopated rage. Trapped like animals inside this cage. Reality cracks the fever consumed. A dance of despair in a world of doom. One mind, one fear, the frenzy grows. No truth, just lies, nobody knows. A storm of chaos, the fire won't cease. Collective madness, no chance for
Cut all of the effects when you drop in. It's cool to have it on this kind of little lead over bit, but when you go back to the drop, there where it goes whom, that should be dry and then should be dry again. Yeah, it's cool idea. Nice drop. I obviously the vocal means something to you with it in there. I don't like it. That's just me, I guess. Let's move on to the next one. And I can see it here. It's the same in this one. These hi-hats like are from 20k to 6k. There's like no body to them. There's nothing interesting. It's just like white noise up here. So either you've got super high pass on them, like fucking hell, like that, and it's just way too much. There's like no life left. It just sounds like noise. Or you are just using noise, and in which case get some samples that have some, you know, content down here. And your hats can feasibly have all of this in green, you know, not just this tiny bit up here. See it. I can see the, you know.
Then turning right, lost in color, lost in light. The chaos calling, I can't refuse. Dance with me in the state of
Okay, whatever happened there just didn't work. Don't know if you had a massive impact or something playing over with the drop, but you can see there all the sub just bottoms out, and there's no impact. You've either got two basses playing at the same time or some other layer on top. That's not working. Also the snare, have I got two things playing or something? No. It sounds like the snare's doubled as well. I don't know. In your layers, you might have not faded something properly. It sounds like could. This is another RCA. I mean, I don't know what's happened in this project, dude, but it's like a different person made those two tracks.
then turning right, lost in color.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That one's not working. That one's not working for me. Bassline's boring. Something weird with that snare. Two bass lines playing on top of each other. I don't know, man. That one's not a win. I mean, like, the snare gets quieter when you've got both of those basses playing, so everything's like pushed into the limiter too much, maybe. Everything just gets in volume, like jumps in volume when that extra bass isn't playing. Yeah, more work on that one, dude. Just like look into your other projects and yeah, figure it out. You'll figure it out. I don't like the name of this one, Syndicate. Skin Job. Ugh, makes me go ugh.
You're looking at this.
room shake. Gotta make the room shake.
Specific request for feedback on this one was drop 2 vibe check.
Open up this car, there's some gotta make the room shake.
Yes, with a bang.
Open up this car, there's some
Yeah, drop 2 is wicked. I think we chatted about this before. Maybe a little more sidechain or soothed sidechain or something, just to help this, because this is like a really modern paper snare. Just help it stick out a bit more in that first drop. Because it has its room here, but when all of the pads and stuff are on it here. Yeah, sidechain the sides or something maybe. Yeah, just so the paper snare just has a little more impact when everything else is going on. Because yeah, it is very wide. It's all very big, and then it's got nothing to give. It sounds much better in this section. I can see the snare, obviously it's not really a fundamental, but I can see the snare fundamental bouncing around here, but the sides don't jump up with it, so maybe Sidechaining the sides and adding more side content to the fundamental of that snare. You see the green pumping there, but the red's not pumping. Maybe that would help as well. More side content on that snare, and then sidechaining the sides so that it, some stupid thing like that. Absolute fucking banger. Yeah. One more, and it is from Warlock Audio. What was it? I think it was mixdown advice on this one, as opposed to anything else. Let's roll it. That is a long midsection. I can see it has RH on there, so I understand what this is aimed at. So it's not going to be a fucking modern banger, punchy arrangement, but 4 16s in the middle of a song. That's as long as your drop. So I don't know. I would not do that. Nowadays, even having 2 16s in the middle feels like a lot. 3, you know, if you've got like a breakdown halftime section. But that's like a whole lot of ambience and nothing. Groove's cool, groove's nice. I get a bit bored, but that's because it is that old kind of techie. What is that? It's the longest arrangement of the lot today. Where are you? Five and a half minutes. Yeah, so I don't know. You weren't really looking for arrangement stuff, so yeah. I would look at that though, personally. Mix, bring out 1K up to 6K. He's got too much of a scoop on it. Hat's poking up too much, and then I'd bring down somewhere here 600 to 1K just to give a little more separation between that and this kind of MIDI character. Some of the bite and stuff. Give the snare a bit more rasp and some of those wet bits a bit more. Yeah, and that's going to do us. So big ups everyone. I will go again next week. We are also running our, I hesitate to call it a competition, but our little monthly challenge. So if anyone wants to work on that, I can see a couple of people have dropped some bits already. So I'll be working on mine, and then I can't remember if we set a date for it yet. Did we set a date? I think we said 2 monthly. So September and August. So I guess end of September. So we might have another feedback stream before we do the challenge stream. Jump into the Discord if you want to get involved with that. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, guys. Have a good week, month. Whatever. I'll see you on Thursday for DJ stuff. And yeah, big love. Ciao for now. Bye.